Hello, how are you all? Okay, so today we're going to need some weights and we are going to be starting in a nice child's pose position. So just bring your weights close by to your mats and just keep them so that they're easily accessible at some point when we reach the weights exercises. And bring yourself to the backs of your mats. Your knees are wide, big toes touching, and you're going to slide your bottom back. Now, I can't quite do child's pose today because I had a small procedure on my leg, so I've got quite restricted bandage. So I can't get comfortably in that position today. So I'm going to come onto my elbows and then curve the spine in a cat stretch. So you may want to do the same if you have any dodgy knees, ankles, hips, and this is far more comfortable. Just come into a little gentle sway. So if you're in child's pose, just sway your hips across one heel to the other. So you're still getting that lovely opening. So you'll just do a little bit of dynamic stretching, taking nice long deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just a couple more breaths there. And then pause wherever you are, sink down. If you're in child's pose, just lift your eye gaze, lift your bottom slightly. And then curve the spine or reach your arms forward if you're in child's pose and stretch deeper down the sides of the back. And then if you're in child's pose, come up onto your knees and onto your elbows like this. So slide your knees beneath your hips and keep your toes tucked under. My elbows are beneath my shoulders and I'm interlacing my fingers. We're going to take a breath in here. Exhale, lift the knees to a hover. So whilst we're here, just lengthen your spine, pull your back away from your shoulders so you're not sunk into your shoulder joints. So you'll feel your shoulder blades very slightly opening. Tuck your shoulders away from the ears. Take one more breath, just hovering those knees. And then exhale, drop your knees down, curve your spine. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine, hover those knees, this time lifting up into a downward facing dog or dolphin on the elbows. And we're going to inhale, drop the knees to a hover, lift your eye gaze. Exhale, lift your hips, lengthen out through those legs, heels to the floor. Inhale, drop to a hover, eye gaze slightly forward. Exhale, extend. So do this 5 times. Inhale, hover. If you're really struggling with the hover, please feel free to drop your knees completely. Exhale, extend. And again, last time, hover. And extend into dolphin. Just pause here, walk through those legs and get a little stretch. So that's dynamic stretching through the hamstrings. Let the hips wriggle side to side, push down into your heels and just swap the legs over. And then gently drop your knees down, come up onto your hands. Curve your spine. We're going to take hold of the weight. We're going to go for those lovely rotations today. One of my favourite things. So we're going to do 2 exercises in one here. So bring your hand underneath your chest, stay in a box position. We're going to take hold of the weight with a soft elbow and hovering that arm. So the first exercise is we swing the arm up and we rotate and we reach to the sky. Look up towards that weight. And then we gently drop the weight back down and swing it through and underneath. We then come back and pause here. You're going to row the arm up. You're going to kick the arm back for 5, 4, 3, my upper arm's not moving, 2, and 1. Drop your weight to a hover. Exhale, reach up, squeeze and rotate. Inhale, back, feed it under. Come back, pull the arm up, kick back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the hover. And rotate. And swing it through. And come back. Row. 5. Tricep kickbacks. 4. Make sure you keep that elbow pointing back behind. You don't move that upper arm. And 1. And hover. And we rotate. And we feed under. And we come back, lift the elbow to a row, and then press for 5, 4, 3. So we're doing this 5 times in total. Last one, drop down, hover, and then rotate. And then feed. And come back, row up for 5, kick back triceps, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the weight down to the floor. Take it wide of your mat. Come down onto your elbows. Tuck your toes under. Move your knees underneath those hips again. And when we're ready, we're going to lift the hips up into dolphin. Pause here. Push down into the heels. We're going to inhale, lower the knees back to that hover. And we're going to tap the foot. 5, 4, 3, so 10 in total, 2, and 1. Hips up, press back. Inhale, rock forward, flat back, eye gaze forward. Press, 1, 2. So my knees stay low. I'm just pressing my heels up to my bottom. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hips up. Take a breath. Inhale, drop back down. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7. Squeeze the belly. 6. Don't let those knees come high. Have a look at them. 3, 2, and 1. Lift up. Pause for a breath. And again, drop down. Eye gaze forward. 10, 9, 8, 7. Squeeze the belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift up, and we have 1 more of these to do. Take a breath. Exhale, drop down. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep those knees low. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Sit it back. Release the arms. So if you're not in child's pose, just drop your elbows down. Rest your head down. Take a breath here. Nice long deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then come back up onto your hand. Knees wide, which they already should be. We're going to rotate on that other side. So when you're ready, pick up your weight on the other side. And we're going to take this my right hand, my front arm in front of my chest. Stay in the box position. So we're going to soften the elbow, hover the weight. We're going to squeeze up, rotate, look up, then come back down, and then feed through. My arm is hovered. We come back to straight spine, lift the elbow up, kick back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the floor, hover, rotate. And feed. Back to straight spine. Row up. Press back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hover. Rotate. Come on. Squeeze and look up. Really use your obliques. Squeeze from that waistline. Feed that arm through. Come back. Core on. Elbow up. 5. Press it. Remember not to move the upper arm. Also, don't look out to your stabilizing arm. Always stay soft in your elbows. And feet. Come back. I think this is number 4. If it's not, I'm sorry, you might have to do an extra 1. 3, 4, and 5. Last one. Reach up. And feed it. And the last time, lift it up. And 5, squeeze it, 3, and 2, and 1, release it. Curve the spine. Drop down to your elbows. So this time, we're going to work with an extension, a little bit more plank. So tuck the toes, lift your hips, and now I'm in a very wide dolphin position. So I'm in a very wide triangular position. Push down into the heels, find your breath. We're going to inhale, rock forward for 1. Lift up. Rock forward, 2. Lift up. Rock forward for 3. And up. 4. 1 more. 5. Pause. Now, hands to the floor. Look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up, drop down, drop down. So right, left, 3, and down. 4. You can drop to your knees if you need to, okay, if it's feeling too much. 5. Hold it, drop down on the elbows, lift the hips, take a stretch. Come forward, other side, let's go. 1, and left, right. Left, right for 2. Left, right for 3. Left, right for 4. Last one, up for 5. Drop it down and lower your body to the floor. There you go, that should have got your heart rate up, should have got a little bit warmer through the body. So we're down on the floor, we're going to use weights. Weights are always optional, as you know, so you don't feel like you have to use them. They're just there, it's your choice. So the weights are going to come down by your side. Now, you can choose lighter weights. These might be a bit heavy for you. See how you feel. So the exercise we're going to do is the legs are going to stay to the floor. I'm going to lift my chest up. I'm going to lift my arms up. Turn the palms out, open out, return, turn the palms in and drop down to the floor. So lift, squeeze, open the palms out, close, release. Tough exercise, this one. How often do we do an abduction of the shoulder with our palms facing up towards the sky? Never. So it's going to work loads of different muscles. Last one, this is the 5th one. Release down. Take a second down here. Push the weights into the floor or the front of your hands down into the ground like that. Pull your shoulders up and away. Keep the hands on the floor. Lift your legs. And I want you to squeeze your heel over your ankle, open back out, and squeeze the other way. I don't think I can do that with my leg. Feels very restricted with that bandage around it. So I'm just going to do this gently. So you're trying to get your foot across your heel, back out, across your heel. 10 in total, 5 each side. Now pull those shoulders back, away from the floor. You can drop down if you're not feeling like this is comfortable enough. Use your arm strength to lift your chest a little bit higher. 1 more. And then open the legs, release your legs to the floor. Turn your palms up, turn your head away and take a quick breath on the floor. Okay, bring your head back to neutral. Turn your palms back in. So this time, another challenge. Feet stay pinned to the ground. Remember, you can drop the weights. My weights are a little bit too heavy for this, but I'm going to go for it anyway because we're only doing 5 reps. So we lift up again. We lift the weights. We turn the palms down, out. Whoa! That is tough. That is really tough. Lift. 2. I need a kilo less on each arm here. 3. I can do this. Come on. 4. 1 more. Lift. And 5. Woo! That was tough. 2.5 kilos in each arm. Oof. That really got muscles that just don't work. Turn your palms down. Head hovers, Shoulders pull back, chest slightly hovered, lift the legs up and let's go. Squeezing, crisscrossing again 10 times. 9, remember I'm doing half-hearted effort here. My leg's not very comfortable doing this, so I'm just listening to my body and not pushing it. Squeeze the butt, squeeze the lower abs. Last 4. Come on, cross those legs, squeeze those inner thighs. 2, last 1, and 1. Turn your head the other way, release your arms, or make a pillow. Take it or wriggle through the hips, loosen everything up. Good, okay. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Take a cat stretch. And we're going to come over onto our side. So, on our side, we're going to be on our elbows. Excuse me. And we're going to work back into the obliques, side planks. I'm going to get those arms, do some movement again. And again, the option is to lose the weights completely. You can do this in a side plank on your knees. You can do this fully on your toes. You're feeling really hardcore today. So see how your core is feeling. Try not to use your shoulder as your main point of stability, because then you'll feel all the pressure. You want to really focus on lifting up through the waistline. So either set yourself up onto your knees, bring your hips forward, and then grab your weight. Take your arm up to the sky. So if you want a bit more challenge, front foot in front, back foot behind. There we go, full side plank. And we're going to do rotations, squeezing under and reaching up. So no more movement at the moment, just that. Reaching, just like we did on our sides, when we're on our hands and knees. Allow that rotation slightly. Reaching up, follow your arm. And 5, pause there. Press the hips up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down very gently to the floor. Lie flat. Bend your knees. Take your hand on your thigh. Lift the leg up and press up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend that leg. Push through the heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee. Kick the leg away and lift up. 5. Toes slightly down. 3, 2, and 1. Pause there. Bend the knee forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Extend the leg out. 5, 4. Come on, press that weight down onto that 5, 2, and 1. Bend the knee. Kick the leg away. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently drop the knees together. Push your weight down. Come up onto your elbow. Now stay in a side plank here. Reach the arm up. Now slowly reach the arm overhead. And then feel that wonderful stretch. Lift the hips. Then raise the arm up, bring it all the way down to that top thigh. And lift up for 1, tap the hip down. Lift up for 2, tap the hip down. 3, 4, and 5. Drop the knee. Raise the arm up. Reach it, reach it, reach it, reach it. Stretch, lift those hips. Come on, feel that wonderful opening through the rib cage. Return the weight down. Lift the leg up. 1, tap down. 2, tap down. 3, tap down. 4, tap down. And 5. Reach the arm all the way over. Stretch it. Raise it up and lower it down to the floor. Good. Release your arm here. So there's no pressure in the shoulder. Just slide that leg back. Come forward into a little seated hurdle. So I'm just sitting with my legs bent from both sides, coming forward. Taking a quick stretch. Bring yourself back around, same side, onto your elbows, either in a half plank or fully on your toes. Reach that arm up to the sky. And when you're ready, rotate under. 1, reach it high. 2, 3, 4, last one, and 5. Arm to the sky, press up. 5, squeeze. 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down to the floor. Lie flat, knees forward. Lift up. 5, 4. Don't let the knees touch. 3, 2, and hold. Extend the leg forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee. Push the leg away. Extend it down. So it's right down. The same alignment as my shoulder and hip. Don't let the hips turn up. Don't let the toes turn up. 1 more. And 5. Bend it forward. Repeat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend your leg forward. Let's go. 4, 3. This is not nice doing this with a big bandage on your leg. And 1. Bend the knee. Kick it away. You can see my bandage coming through. 4. Got big fat knees. 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees. Drop it down. Drop the weight down. Come up onto your elbow. Lift up onto your knees. Lift the arm up. Extend it overhead. Big breath. Lift the hips. Find that wonderful stretch. Then raise the arm controllably, dropping down. Let's go. 5. Oh, down. Up. 4. Remember not to sink into that shoulder. 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Pause. Lift up, take a stretch. I knew I was doing something wrong then. Stay up, don't come down. And then reach it up, drop it back down, and lift up. 1, tap. 2, tap. 3. You should feel that underneath buttock kicking in. And 5, drop the knee, take the arm up, stretch, 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 stretch. Squeeze the hips and release, dropping the weight, coming up onto your hand, moving and transitioning into hurdle again. Get that foot a little bit further forward and just drop down. So I've got my right hand on my left foot and I'm trying to encourage and pull my chest towards the foot. And that's a lovely deep stretch across my hip. Okay, when you're ready, just release up. Spin your feet around so that you're facing the other way. Good, we're going to do a little bit of Russian twist using a weight. So we're going to carry on working those obliques, but in a completely different way. If you have a bad back, you might want to just use a squishy ball to soften and push down into it. You might want to forget the weight because the motion is a little bit of a punchy motion. So I've got 2.5s in each hand. You might want to use less than that. That's entirely up your decision. I want you to just sort my trousers out. They're all falling down again. They always fall down, Pilates. We're going to sink down. So nice, soft half roll back. Okay. And I'm going to open and then press to the floor. So I've still got a bent arm. Then come back, punch the opposite way and back. So I rotate to the left, tap, punch to the right and come back. Rotate to the right, punch to the left and back. Rotate to the left, punch to the right and back. So if you're not using weights, just tap with the fist, punch. Tap with the fist, punch. You need to try and keep your, carry on whilst I talk, you need to try and keep your knees squeezed close together to stabilise your pelvis. That's half the battle with this. If you feel like you're going to flap around if you don't take the control of those inner thighs. So keep them squeezed so that when you press, your core is controlled. Right, so do 5 each side. We should have another 1 each side, I reckon, after all my talking. And then pause, sink a little bit deeper, hold there, just 5, 4, 3, squeeze that tummy, and 1, roll it up, drop your weights, grab your shins, sit up high, extend the spine, beautifully straight. Lovely, it feels great. Right, we're going to now work on the other side of our bodies. So have a weight to this side again, and you're going to turn over, and we're going to set ourselves up either in a full side plank or on the knees. Remember, it's your decision, yeah? I don't want you to feel like you're collapsing into your shoulder if your core strength isn't quite lifting you in that right place. So you're better off finding the right level for you and doing the exercise properly. So if you're doing it in full side plank, your top leg is the one that's in front. You're going to lift up into that plank. So if you're on your knees, you're here, get a nice strong elevation into that waistline. Arm comes up to the sky. We inhale, curl it under. Exhale up. Remember, don't sink into your shoulder. And reach, follow that weight with your eye gaze. 2 more. 1 more. And then hold your arm up. Press up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down to the floor. Drop down, bend your knees. Take that weight on top of your thigh. Optional. Nice flat back, abs on. Up and down. 5, 4, 3. Try not to rotate those hips, remember. And 1. Extend the leg forward. Turn the toes very slightly up. 5, 4. Don't let the hips collapse. 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee. Kick the leg away. Body in a straight line. Toes slightly turned down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee back. Let's go again. 5. 2 rounds of this one. 3, 2, and 1. Extend forward. Toes slightly up. 5. Squeeze it. 3, 4, and 1. Bend the knee. Kick the leg away. Turn the toes up this time. 5, 4. Turn the toes down. 3. Loosen the block. 2, and 1. Bend the knees. Drop them down. Drop the weight. Slide up onto your elbow. Knees bent. This time everyone comes up into a full half side plank. Reach that arm up and over. Stretch. Woo. And then raise the arm up all the way down on top of that thigh. We lift up. 5. Tap the hip. 4. So now your underneath buttock is doing the work. 3, 2, and hold. Lift the arm. Take a stretch, reach, 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 reach. And then back up. Lower it to the thigh. And lift up. Tap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 more. And 5. Lift up. Stretch it 1 more time. Reach it, reach it, reach it. And then carefully drop down to the floor. Then just bend that knee, bend the back knee, take that foot a little bit further forward and come into seated hurdle. So now my left hand catching the right foot, and I'm just encouraging my chest forward. Try and sink down, breathe, relax. One more breath here, and then carefully just bring yourself back up. Come back down to the floor for round 2. So half plank or full side plank, grab your weights, lift your hips, raise your arm. Get a nice strong position, push the body away from that shoulder. Inhale, reach under. Exhale, up. Inhale. Under 4. Under for 5. And hold. Hips, 5, 4. Come on, squeeze up that waistline. 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down all the way to the floor. Make a comfy pillow with the upper arm. Take the weight on that thigh. Square hips, everything stacked. Straighten your spine. Let's go. Exhale up. 5, 4, 3. This is just abduction of the outer thigh and buttock. And 1. Straighten the leg out. Turn the toes up slightly. Don't let your foot, try not to let your leg drop lower than hip level. So think about that elevation. 4 and 5. Bend the knee back in. Kick it away. Turn the toes slightly down. 5. Nearly did it wrong then again. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend it. Let's go. 5, 4. Heavier the weight you've got on this thigh, the better. 2 and 1. Extend toes up slightly. 5, 4. Come on, squeeze it. 2 and 1. Bend the knee. Kick that leg away. Turn the toes down. Lift up. Let's go. 5, 4. Don't drop lower than hips. 3. Squeeze. And 1. Bend the knees. Drop the weight just for a brief moment. Bring yourself up onto your elbows. Setting yourself up for the last of this round. Grab the weight. Lift the hips up. Extend your arm overhead and stretch. Then gently release the arm up. Lower the weight down to the thigh. And when you're ready, lift up. Tap down. Tap down. 3, 4, and 5. Stay high in the hips. Take the arm up and stretch it over. Oh, that's so wonderful. It's quite harsh though. It's a bit of a pull on the rib cage. Let's go. Up, 1, down. Squeeze that underneath buttock. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Lift, drop the knee, and then lift those hips as you reach the arm. Squeeze, 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 squeeze up in that waist. Lengthen. One more breath. And carefully drop it down to the floor. Lift yourself up. Find that hurdle again. And stretch into that buttock. And breathe. Settle the breath. Sink forward. Just let your shoulders relax. Don't take any tension in the neck. And then carefully come up. And then turn over onto your hands and knees. When you are ready, we're going to come into a downward facing dog. Lift the hips up, press down through the heels, take a little walk. Okay, I want you to pin your right heel down, keeping your left leg straight. Lift it up towards the ceiling. We're going to take an inhale, float our bodies forward, pulling the knee under, and then taking it to a little twist, lowering the hip. Then square the hips off, lift that same leg up high, pressing the right heel down. So we're going to do forward, twist, 2. Lift up high. Forward, plank, twist, center, 3. 2 more of these. Come forward, twist, center, and reach. You should be working hard here. Come forward, squeeze, twist, center, reach the leg up, And then look forward and step it through. Gently lower your back knee. Lift yourself up onto that front thigh. You've lost my head, that's fine. And then raise your back arm up to the sky and take a side bend over towards me. So you can reach your front hand down and just take a side stretch here. I'm going to slightly change my camera. Oh, my bandage is sliding down my leg. Reach, reach, reach over. And then bring your hands down. Tuck your toes under the back, lift your hips, and then bring that leg back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Okay, raise your right leg up behind you. I've got obstacles behind me. I've got to be careful not to hit anything. Woo. Heel to the floor. When you're ready, inhale, rock forward, plank, twist, center, and reach up for 1. Roll forward onto tips of the toes, 2. Now make sure you park your left heel to the floor and extend the knee. Come forward. Is that 3 or 4? Let's say 3, I might be wrong. One more. Come forward, twist, center, reach up high, push that left heel to the floor, that front heel to the floor, depending on what side you're doing. Look forward and then swing that leg forward. I've just got to be careful with mine. Can't quite swing it yet. And then come up onto that top thigh, sink your hips down. So lovely extension down the front of the front thigh, but it gets into the hip flexor of the other leg. If you can, bring your hand to the floor, take a side bend. So reach up, chest up to the sky, hips down to the floor, and lengthen that arm. You can stay here if that's better for you. Shoulders relaxed. Take one more breath. And then release off. Good, just bring yourself around. Come and sit yourself with one leg out, one leg tucked in. So my hip bones are pointing forward and my legs are out to the side. So again, I can't stretch very strongly into this right leg. So I'm just going to close it very slightly, but if you can keep yours wide, that's much better. Turn towards the leg and sit tall. Take that front arm and then reach and catch that foot. And if you can't, catch it underneath of the leg. Then take the other hand around, sit tall, lengthen up, and then float down and sink down. Right, so I need to bend my knee quite a lot. So if you're tight in your hamstring, you might need to do the same. And then just ease into it as you breathe. And if this leg is not comfortable bent like this, what does help is if you pop something underneath the thigh here, like a cushion or something, you'll find it takes a lot of the pressure off either the hip or the knee joint. So it's a really good tip to remember. And if that still doesn't like it, just free the leg out into a comfortable place. Okay, slowly roll up and release. And swap the legs over. Sit tall to begin with. So I can't really bend this knee, but if I've got a roller here. So if I slide that underneath my thigh, there, that's lovely. There's no pressure in my knee joint at all. I turn towards this leg, I lift my front arm up, and we're catching the foot on the underneath of the leg. Bend the knee if you need to. Lift up tall, lengthen, and then float down. Just breathe. Lovely stretch. You'll get it into the lower back as well as your hamstrings. Excuse me. 2 more breaths. And carefully release, roll it up. And let's go for full inner thigh and hamstring stretch. So both legs extended. Now, I want you to be very wary of this stretch because what happens is you think you're sitting beautifully tall, and actually if you had a mirror to your side and you looked at the mirror, you potentially have got a very tilted pelvis without realizing it, but you think you're sitting beautifully tall. So you may be quite upright through the upper body, but you might be sunken through the lower back. So the best way to know is perhaps slide yourself up against a flat wall and then build your spine against it, then open your legs and see how that feels. But what I suggest is for most people, especially if you've got tight hamstrings, especially if you do, get a cushion, get 2 or 3 inches off the floor, roll your mats perhaps, that's a nice way to do it, and just get that higher position. And then keeping your legs firmly extended, your toes pointing up towards the sky. Soften the spine and walk your hands forward. Bow your head, bow your chest. Sink and melt a little bit further down. And then if you can, reach to your feet or reach to the underknees of your legs and then pull your spine up into beautiful extension. Then use your arms to drop down. And I'm not going to go any further than that simply because of my leg. It's just not going to allow me to. I can feel it doesn't particularly like it. So I'm going to stay quite tall, but I keep my extension of the spine. So I'm kind of in a pivoted position through the body. And then when you've done your last breath, just return your hands back into the center, soften your spine and walk yourself in. Sit yourself up tall, slide your hands behind the knees, and then bring your legs into a comfortable cross-leg position. Sit tall, take your hands behind, pull your shoulders back and lift your chest. A little counter stretch from those forward folds. Then bring your fingertips down by your side, relax the shoulders. Keep your core strong, but your spine fairly soft. Take a breath in, softly open the arms out above your head, bringing your hands down in front. Give yourselves a bow, give yourselves a clap. Thank you, everybody. And hopefully I'll be bandage free next time. Have a wonderful week. Take care, bye.